smokes, news and weather, music and jokes. See on the porch in my favorite house coat, it's the Sarah Beth Terry Show. She's a feral Christian out in the wild, the cigarette mom with a queen bee style, talking or singing about somebody you know. It's the Sarah Beth Terry, the Sarah Beth Terry, it's the Sarah Beth Terry Show. I'm Sarah Beth Terry, and you're not.
Oh, welcome to the porch for July the 3rd, 2026, the eve of the 250th birthday of the United States of America. How in the world are you? It's Friday. It's hot. It's a holiday weekend. First of all, let's give mad props to my new friend Amanda, who had a kick-ass yard sale in Hurricane today, and I got a really cute shelf and a glass percolator and a cup of lemonade. It's fantastic. Spent less than $20. I also went to the Restore today because it was hot and I had to pee and they had air conditioning. So, what did I buy? I bought a birdcage holder and some books. And then my friends Jennifer and Richie came over and they brought me L8s all the way from Kentucky. I know. And on their anniversary. I know. And we sat here and visited for about an hour and a half. And I was so tickled to have them come over. And they were some of our very first house guests we've ever had to the porch. So thanks for coming. And we're going to spend 4th of July with them down in Inez tomorrow. So we're super excited. Hello. Did you see the news? They're married. Travis and Taylor are finally married. They just announced it on the big billboards outside of Madison Square Garden. It said just TNT, just JUSTNT married. So cute. The wedding week apparently has been a big fiasco. It was a bit underway in New York with several celebrity sightings. But hats off to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce because they donated over $26 million to more than 20 different charities, including food banks, children's hospitals, animal organizations, and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library ahead of the wedding. So, I mean, I can't even be mad about that. They didn't ask for presents. They just gave people stuff. Bravo. There's worse ways you can spend your money than giving some to Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and giving some to Brad Paisley's free grocery store. I'm just saying that's a very good step in the right direction. May they have many happy returns. Mazel tov. Congratulations. Let's see. America celebrates its 250th birthday this weekend with events, concerts, tall ships, and fireworks across the country. If you did not see it, for the first time since 1883, the Rough Riders in North Dakota escorted President Trump and the Beast to the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library. So exciting. They've not got to do a Rough Rider escort in like 100 and some odd years. So it's pretty cool. There is a big concert. Tonight, midnight. For the first time in history, the ball will drop in Times Square to signify the 250th birthday of America. It will drop 8 times to commemorate all 8 time zones. So, if you're on our side, it starts at midnight. You can't be there in live person, though, because it's too hot and it's a closed set. So, but you can watch it on television. And also tomorrow night, so excited for Emily Ann Roberts, who's headlining Nashville's 250th celebration. Super exciting for her. She'll be singing in Nashville. My friend Gretchen's singing in Washington, and I will be watching fireworks in Inez eating a funnel cake. Not singing. Probably will still sing because I can't hear the national anthem or God Bless America without chiming in. It's just the way I am. Massive heat wave continues across much of the United States. Stay hydrated. Check on your chickens and your grandparents and that one neighbor who insists that he don't need no air conditioning. He's fine. Now, I have seen a bunch of people, and I want to hats off to my sisters, Emmy and Holly, over in Kentucky, who are also artists. They put out an all-call saying, does anybody want to go and hand out iced waters to displaced people, homeless people this weekend? I was like, girls, I'm ahead of you. I have literally a cooler full of ice-down Gatorades and waters, and I have wandered around Taze Valley during this heat wave and handed it to people that are outside. I don't care if they're mowing the grass. I don't care if they're working on the road. I don't care if they're walking down the street. If they look hot, I'm stopping, I'm giving them a drink of water, and I'm going to pray with them. Rather be in the heat with them up here than in the heat with them down there. You know what I'm saying? So, check on your friends. 2 people sadly were killed and 1 injured in a shooting at Fairlane Town Center in Dearborn, Michigan today. Police say the incident appears to have been stemmed between a dispute between groups who knew one another and was not some random attack. People still lost their lives. Thoughts and prayers to the victims. I don't know why people are acting so damn foolish. In other news, the Pennsylvania state trooper that was killed, turns out, was killed by a Haitian illegal immigrant. The door prize for coming to this country illegally should not be citizenship. Sorry. It's America's 250th birthday. We broke up with the country that tried to pull some bullshit on us. We come over here, broke the land, settled it, colonized it, repopulated it. We've been doing it for 250 years. We still can't figure out how to shut the gate. The Supreme Court wrapped up this week with some major rulings, birthright citizenship challenges, as we just talked about, temporary protected statuses and immigration enforcement, presidential authority over federal agencies, campaign finance rules, which are non-existent anymore. You can basically buy your candidates, transgender athletes in school sports, which are no more, and voting rights and election law cases. We're still having a hard time with show who you are before you're allowed to vote. If I want to vote at the Grammys, I have to show my Grammy membership board, my Academy of Recording Arts membership. If I want to vote in the CMAs, I have to show my Country Music Association card. If I wanted to vote at church, I had to make sure my name was on the roll. This is not a new concept. Buy your ticket, come in the front door, and then you can vote all you want to. But if you're going to sneak in through the service entrance and keep killing people that you shouldn't be messing with and doing things that you ought not be doing, I don't think you deserve a right to vote. It's just me.
And speaking of tickets, she's got a bunch of upcoming shows, and you can find
that's not the time for an advertisement for my shows. This is why I do my cigarette mom by myself. Iran continues official mourning ceremonies following the death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. I don't know. With world leaders closely watching the region. They lost a big dog over in Iran. Everybody's freaking out over it. Heat concerns remain a major issue during the 2026 World Cup, with players and officials discussing extreme summer temperatures. Well, yeah. You ain't using your hands to kick that ball. Fan yourself. Problem solved. All right. Pop culture things you might have missed this week. Toy Story 5 is performing very well at the box office. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey remains one of the year's most anticipated films. Right? House of the Dragon Season 3 hype is building. The viral internet trends this summer include Biebercella, Conformity Gate, and other extremely online nonsense that kids only seem to understand. I don't know. If you're watching the sky this month, there's excellent Milky Way viewing if you'd like to get out there and check it out. There's also meteor showers ramping up towards the end of July and on into August as we get ready for the Perseids. There's several close moon and planet conjunctions that are visible to the naked eye. As you know, Mercury's in retrograde for the next couple of weeks. And here in Appalachia, it's hotter than the hinges of the gates of hell. Water your gardens, check your livestock. Remember that humidity is a different kind of warfare, and I don't know why they call it boob sweat, not humidititties. It seems like a waste of time. So, there's that. I'm seeing if we missed any other news. Pop culture roundup. The new Elle Woods prequel series dropped in millennials everywhere. A little early for fireworks. It's still daylight. We're feeling nostalgic and ancient at the same time because now there's a prequel to It's Hard. I mean, oh my God, I can't even stand it. Okay, Olivia Rodrigo's new album continues dominating the charts and proving that heartbreak remains America's favorite hobby. We'll dab in country music for 30 years. If you can't sing about getting your heart stomped out, then what can you sing about? Everybody's waiting on Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey like it's a church revival with a $300 million budget. Sounds like Patrick Morrissey was in charge of the budgeting for that film. Anyway, the World Cup is still battling dangerous heat conditions because nobody asked Mother Nature for permission to start playing ball in the middle of the heat. So, she's having a hot flash. Final thoughts about that? World keeps spinning. People are getting married. People are burying loved ones. The Supreme Court is arguing. The corn is growing, and my chickens still need water. Tomorrow morning, the sun will come up, if the Lord's will. That's what I know about that. That's, I should probably look at, Appalachian headlines. Since we're here. Oh, by the way, holiday travel is setting records this weekend as millions hit the roads in anticipation for America's 250th birthday celebration. Please expect delays, cranky children, and somebody's uncle refusing to use Google Maps even though it's right there on his phone. Just letting you know. In case you weren't invited to the Taylor and Travis wedding, let me give you a couple of heads up. The ceremony was at Madison Square Garden this evening. It was officiated by Adam Sandler. I don't know. It's like we live in we're in a reality show at this point. Austin Swift, Taylor's brother, was the man of honor. And of course, Jason Kelce being the best man. There was no traditional wedding party. Why would there be? It's a who's who of who's got money in Hollywood and in the music industry. Mazel tov, again, like we said. I'm excited that they did so much donating. That's pretty cool. Everybody's calling it America's Royal Wedding, which is probably the most American thing imaginable. A country music princess meets a football prince. On this, the celebration of our breakup from England. Seems very American. Just saying. Wedding guests reportedly had a strict no phones policy and had to sign NDAs. Imagine being in a room with 1,000 celebrities and not being able to post about it. I bet their heads are exploding. Featured performers at the wedding were Tim McGraw. Were we surprised? Her first single was When You Think Tim McGraw. Why wouldn't Tim McGraw sing at her wedding? I mean, hello. Her first single was Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw sang at her wedding. Full circle. Also, Stevie Nicks reportedly performed. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was laying naked in my blow-up pool in the backyard getting a sunburn. Let's see. Congress continues debating federal spending bills and budget negotiations ahead of key deadlines later this summer, considering that they're all off for the holiday weekend and went into a filibuster and can't decide on nothing, including the SAVE Act. I'm not surprised. Andy Bashir, in a funny twist of events, meant to give himself a glowing recommendation and said leaders need to listen to their people and give a damn about America. Sounds to me like he was just describing the president that's already in the seat. Thanks, Andy. That's the smartest thing you've ever said. It wasn't about you, though, so don't get yourself confused. The war in Ukraine remains active, with NATO leaders continuing discussion on military support and long-term strategy. At this point, we're just enabling a breakup. I don't know what's going on over there. We have biolabs over there. Zelensky doesn't own a suit. They broke up with Russia. Russia doesn't want them, but they don't want anybody else to date them. And then they're like, why don't you just come on home? And, you know, it's a mess. Maybe Taylor Swift could write a song about it and heal the world. Maybe. U.S.-China trade tensions remain in the headlines as both countries negotiate tariffs and technology restrictions. They make the chips. We want the chips. They don't want to give us the chips. We want to pay for the chips. They don't want to give us the chips. We need the chips. When they send the chips, we're going to send them a tariff. That's basically what's going on. Just so you know. Electric vehicles, the sales continue to slow compared to previous years as consumers push back in prices and infrastructure concerns. Here we go. There's already plenty of cars out there on used lots. It takes coal to power electric vehicles. We need to dig coal out of the mountains, but we can't because they're putting a data center there. So go back to your Chevys. I'm not near as worried about what my transmission's doing to the ozone as I'm worried about what the data center is. And if you think it's all for this stuff on your phone so that you can make art and music and things like that at the push of a button, you are crazier than hell. This is geofencing, 1984 Orson Welles kind of shit. I'm sorry if you're freaking out about it. It's geofencing. What little privacy that you had is going to be completely gone by the time that they re-kick off the Hadron Collider in 4 years. Realize that they're tracking every single move you make, including when you go to the bathroom, and they know everybody, everything, everywhere that you've done, been, seen, going to do. But keep in mind, there's already somebody that's watching everything that you're doing anyway, and you don't seem real concerned about his opinion, so just carry on. In AI news, schools and universities are still wrestling with how to handle AI in classrooms. That's going to be kind of fun to think about, considering that they can't catch plagiarism 20 years ago. But, you know, now, how would you even know? More companies are replacing entry-level administrative work with automation, which means there's more room to be a human. Keep in mind, artificial intelligence can't connect with humans, can't show compassion, can't care for the needy, can't care for each other, can't smoke cigarettes on the porch, can't tell you to get your shit together and straighten up and fly right, cannot smack you in the mouth and get the taste out of there, cannot bring you to Jesus. There's a lot of things that AI can't do, and if it starts getting on our nerves, unplug it. The one time that vacuum at Mom's went haywire, we couldn't figure out how to turn it off. Guess what? Unplug it. Learn how to read a map. Learn how to do long division. Learn how to read in cursive. Learn how to grow your own food. Learn how to trim the lamps. I'm just saying, there's things. Why do they care about what we're doing? Why wouldn't they, honey? We're getting harder to control now that we have opinions of our own in social media posts. They can control the narrative when they can control the distribution of it. News stations, newspapers, reputable internet sites. They had it under control until we all got a Twitter page, all got a Snapchat, all got a Facebook, all got an Instagram, all got a TikTok, and then we started talking about things that they told us not to talk about. Now they're a little worried about what we might be doing and how we're going to be doing it because they have no control over that anymore, so they have to keep us on the geofence. As long as you keep this phone in your pocket, as long as you're dependent on it for everything that you're doing, including what the weather is outside or how to get home of an afternoon, this is going to happen. I'm going to tell you. All right. In the other movie news, the live-action remake era shows no sign of slowing down. This is like crazy as hell to me. Everybody has a strong opinion about whatever Disney is doing this week. I don't understand. There's a lot of stuff going on. Everybody's talking about The House of the Dragon Season 3. Everybody's talking about true crime documentaries continue ruling the streaming platforms. Everybody's talking about reality TV somehow keeps getting stranger and yet more successful. Morgan Wallen in the music world remains one of the biggest names in country despite ongoing controversy. He can't seem to stay sober long enough to, make a point. But, what do I know? Zach Top continues his rise as the traditional country golden boy as long as he can keep his foot out of his mouth. Americana and Appalachian music are having a major cultural moment. Hello, Winona was in Charleston last night in the million-degree heat singing Kentucky Queen. Hello. Let's see, independent artists are increasingly bypassing labels and building audiences directly online, i.e. here I am on the porch and didn't have to go through Joe Galante to do it. Isn't that amazing what 2026 can bring? Just in case you're keeping up with astrology, Mercury is down in its post-retrograde shadow period, so the cosmic gremlins have packed most of their shit and still haven't officially moved out, but we've given them a 2-week notice. So, we're on the downswing of it. Every gardener in America right now is currently fighting weeds, squash bugs, Japanese beetles, and an existential crisis about tomatoes and whether I have planted too many or not near enough. It is yet to be determined. Cottagecore has evolved into a full-blown homestead core. Have you believed this? Are you looking at this? Everybody's like, let's homestead. I'm like, you're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. These used to be called victory gardens. This used to be paying your own way. This used to be supplying the pantry. Now it's called cottagecore. Whatever makes you plant your own food. I don't care. Everybody wants chickens until they actually own chickens. Just keep that in mind. And chicken math is a real thing. Vintage Pyrex and Longaberger baskets remain hotter commodities than some stocks. Got me a percolator today. Vintage made by Pyrex. Got it for 15 whole doll hairs. Also have a little arsenal of Longaberger baskets that I'm going to pick up this week. So, I already knew that the Barbies in the box and the Beanie Babies weren't going to pay for my retirement. Now we're going to go on to Tupperware and Pyrex, so get really excited about it. The younger generation is suddenly obsessed with canning, quilting, sourdough, and old church cookbooks. Could it be that they're listening to Cigarette Mom and getting their shit together? I don't want to take all the credit, but somebody will. It might as well be me. In church bulletin news, Vacation Bible School season is in full swing, and remember that it is not daycare. It is an opportunity for your child to get to know and love the Lord. Maybe you should go with them. I'm so tired of churches organizing their VBS in staggering 4-day increments that way that you don't have to necessarily watch your child at all this summer until school starts back. That's not the purpose of Vacation Bible School. At all. Just letting you know. We need a big old bus with a cooler of L8s and about $1,500 worth of spending money, and we just need to sing Bible camp songs and stop and get us some ice cream. I think that is a mission of goodwill, and I feel like we should start it. Somebody somewhere is still trying to get enough volunteers for the church picnic, so if you haven't signed up yet, now's your reminder. And the casserole economy remains strong as I made summer spaghetti this evening with all the things out of my garden, so get really excited about it. If you're keeping up with weird conspiracy theories and cryptology and things like that, let's see what's going on with weird internet shenanigans today. Please. Google's like, here in a second, I'm still finding some stuff. And I'm like, but this is what I need. I need the stuff now. I need for you to tell me what the hell I just asked for. Quickly, chop, chop, little onion. This is why AI is never going to be as good as having an assistant. All right, this is the section of the news where we ask, now, who in the world thought this was a good idea? West Virginia and Virginia continue ranking surprisingly high for UFO reports and unexplained encounters thanks to dark skies, mountain hollers, and people who actually look up at night instead of at their phones. You might see something too. Mothman, who has a big festival every single year in September. He remains Appalachia's undisputed cryptid king. The legend is approaching its 60th anniversary this year, and Point Pleasant is still cashing checks and sing red eyes in the night, so make sure you get up there and have you a funnel cake and buy you a t-shirt. Ohio lawmakers are debating whether the Loveland Frogman should become the state's official cryptid, which means Bigfoot supporters are naturally feeling disrespected. How dare they usurp Sasquatch for some frog? It's the first time I've ever heard of it. A cluster of Bigfoot sightings in northeast Ohio earlier this year has reignited the annual debate. Is it Sasquatch or somebody's mangy bear standing upright? Or, is it somebody's cousin? I don't know. We don't know. It's Ohio. We're still waiting for reports. The Old Mountain Monsters crowd has a new YouTube project called Sons of Appalachia, continuing the proud regional tradition of grown men running through the woods at night yelling, "What was that?" Sorry. Sometimes I crack myself up. Cryptotourism is still booming across small town America. I don't know if you know this, but Mothman, Bigfoot, Frogman, and every mysterious critter with a festival are keeping rural gift shops alive here in the mountains, so we're pretty excited about it. The internet is once again convinced that every strange light in the sky is either aliens, secret military technology, a billionaire doing something weird, or somebody flying a drone where they shouldn't be. And most of the times they're right. Then you know. AI conspiracy theories continue spreading online, including the dead internet theory that bots outnumbers humans online. I don't know if you know this or not. They're saying that bots outnumber us at this point. I don't know. I'm not friends with none of them. They like to comment on my shit every now and again, but it's hard to tell the difference between them and trolls and some asshole living in his mom's basement eating Cheetos and pair of sweatpants. It could all be the same. Maybe they're the bots. I don't know. The new conspiracy is that AI is already running everything. Well, yeah, we already knew that. And debates over whether AI, art, and music are helping or destroying creativity. In my opinion, if you use it as a tool and not a tool who uses it, then, learn how to tame the dragon before you get burned. But if you're using pain pills to snort up your nose instead of fix your bad knee, Rocky, then, you get what you get. I'm going to tell you. Fears that grandmother's Facebook friend is actually a chatbot named Gary has come to mind. I'm thinking, Granny called me yesterday. It was her birthday. We talked for a few minutes. Thank you all for wishing her happy birthday. She had over 1,000 wishes for her birthday. That was pretty awesome for an 87-year-old. She said, "I don't even think I know that many people." So, well, they know you and they all wish you happy birthday. She said, "I got a call from Lucy, and then I got a call from Marietta, and then I got a call from Beth, and then 5 spam callers called me, and not one of them wished me a happy birthday." And I said, "Well, that sucks, but they're bots. They don't really keep up with personal effects like happy birthday and anniversary and whatnot." Speaking of scam calls and text message fraud remains absolutely out of control worldwide, proving that if a human being invents a new technology, someone will immediately use it to try to steal your Social Security number. That we have all the power, we just don't have the wisdom to use it correctly. So this is usually how empires fall. So, just reach out and meet a neighbor. NASA scientists and UFO researchers continue studying what are now officially called UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena, because it's not hard enough to say UFO to a bunch of rednecks, which sounds much fancier than that weird thing that Uncle Larry saw over the cornfield back in 1967. Although I would understand that better than unidentified anomalous phenomenon. Blah, 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 blah. So, whatever. Here's a couple of Appalachian folklore reminders. If you don't know, never whistle after dark. And don't whistle in the house. Period. 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 If you don't know why, ask somebody old that lives in the mountains. They'll be glad to tell you. Don't answer somebody calling your name in the woods if you're alone. Ever. Ever. Unless you're lost and SAR is looking for you. Don't go looking for the person that's hollering your name. Sarah. Sarah. Of course, it could be my granny on the answer machine going, "Sarah, Sarah, 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 Sarah." That's different than wandering in the woods and hearing your name called. Don't go after it. Don't go after it. Don't go through any doorways in the woods. Don't climb any stairs in the woods. Just go. Stay on your path. Take nothing but memories. Leave nothing but footprints. Get the hell out. Respect the woods. Leave rocks stacked the way that you found them. You're messing up whole ecology systems. You're messing up a lot of habitats by stacking up some kind of big stack of rocks and going, we were here at this creek. Well, so was a crawdad and a frog, and now you fucked up their townhouse, so quit. What if I come in your house and just stacked all of your chairs on top of your living room couch and went, isn't this beautiful? No, you've messed up my whole ecosystem. Stop it. If grandma says a place feels wrong, trust grandma. I'm just saying, if you walk in somewhere and you're like, we need to get out of here, trust your gut. Just letting you know. Just giving you a heads up. There is some full moon gossip that you should probably know. Emergency rooms swear the moon affects people. As anybody who's been around anybody around a full moon that works with the public, you can tell that the full moon messes you up. We are now coming out of the full moon week, and we're going into the next phase, the next episode. Farmers still plant by the moon. I plant by the moon. Check my almanac all the time. Every Southern woman over 40 has at least one full moon story that cannot be explained, and I don't want to do it tonight, so I just want to let you know. The internet has collectively rediscovered old church books, family cemeteries, genealogy, canning, herbal remedies, and front porch storytelling. Everybody wants to live like me until it's time to kill a chicken or haul hay. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The current Appalachian mystery ranking is Mothman, Bigfoot, while one tomato plant thrives while the other dies out of pure spite. The disappearance of every single Tupperware lid in America. And who keeps leaving one lone sock in the dryer, Sean Courtney? If you can't find its mate, it's not dirty. You don't have to wash it again. Just set it out. Put it to, just because something lives in the woods don't mean it's supernatural. Just keep that in mind. Most of the time it's a deer. Sometimes it's a bear. And occasionally it's your cousin Randy avoiding child support. So you never know. I mean, it could go either way. Not everything is scary in the woods. Sometimes it's just regular old wood stuff. I am on the phone. Sorry, I was texting my mother back. She's tried to FaceTime me on my other phone twice. I'm busy. I'm busy talking to my friends right now. I'm just trying to talk to my friends. So anyway. Here's you some random shit that I read this morning in the newspaper and cared to write down in my notes because I thought it would make interesting topics for us to discuss. Fat Bear Week training camp is officially underway. Sarah. Every chunky bear in America is preparing for its annual internet beauty pageant. Fat Bear Week. Also, the bald eagle population continues to soar, pun intended, proving that sometimes America really does love a comeback story. Bringing it back. Beaver populations are making a comeback in many states, and engineers are once again realizing that giant water rats may actually know more about watershed management than we do. Do you ever think that a beaver just looks at running water and they're like, the fuck not? No, I'm not going to stand for, not on my watch. I won't stand for this. We can't have running water here. In Australian news, the Socceroos lost the World Cup match. It's colder than Frosty's ball sack, and the politicians are still trying to destroy the country. I found a map today that said y'all was Australasia. Never seen that before. It was from 1942. I was like, when was this map made? Was Australia? When did y'all become a country? These are things that we probably should have learned, but they didn't teach us. Goats continue to be employed for landscaping because they work for snacks and have fewer HR complaints than humans. If you're looking to get rid of kudzu, poison ivy, or anything that you can't climb to the hillside to do, get a goat. So, there you go. I don't know why my cucumbers have given up on life. They have a ton of blooms and not one single pickle. Not one. Sunflowers, if you haven't noticed, are having their annual main character moment. They are heliocentric and they will face the sun. I hear my little babies making noise, which means I'm going to have to put them in their cage for the night because it's starting to get dark. Little chirpers. I hear it. So, working on it. I just get tickled. Everything old is becoming new again. I want to learn how to can. Done it. I want to learn how to quilt. Done it. I want to learn how to propagate. Done it. That's true, Jennifer. You don't find kudzu. Kudzu finds you. It's a very Japanese thing to say. Kudzu finds you. Dumbo arigato. That's probably going to be considered racist by somebody. I don't give a shit anymore. All right. The internet has collectively decided that every inconvenience is now a canon event. Internet nonsense. Gen X and millennials are discovering that they make the same noises getting off the couch that their parents used to make. It's interesting to know. People are once again romanticizing grocery stores from the 1990s because apparently nostalgia is stronger than inflation. And I know that because I watched an hour and a half of 90s commercials last night while I was smoking a little bowl, and it made me happy. And I cry every time at the Folgers commercial when he comes home and he makes coffee and they wake up and they go, he's here. And they go going down the stairs and they're like, he's here. And he's like, I made coffee. It makes me cry. Shut up. Kids these days are starting to become fascinated with landline phones, VHS tapes, and the concept of waiting until 9 p.m. to call your crush because the free minutes started then. I think it's fun that they're reaching back to nostalgia. I actually saw at the Goodwill today a VHS DVD TV combo that you could put in the kitchen. Only an 18-inch screen. I've never seen nothing like it in my life since I was a kid. I might go and get it on my Disney movies. Small town news, no matter where you are, somebody's cow got out. Don't know. That's just general. Like, somebody's cow's always getting out. Somebody's church is having a yard sale. So, watch the papers. Somebody's mad about fireworks. Quit taking videos of them. We've all seen fireworks. Somebody has already started talking about fall decorations. And don't get me started on Hobby Lobby having their Christmas trees out on the 3rd day of July. Oh, I thought that you were a God-fearing store. Why in the name of Jesus Christ is there a Christmas tree up 4th of July? Somebody's always trying to give away zucchini. If you're trying to do that, holler at me. Somebody's cousin got engaged after knowing each other for 6 weeks, and everyone's pretending to be surprised and wonder when she's due. If I stepped on your toes, my bad. Here's you some universal truth. The older that you get, the more excited you get about a good vacuum cleaner. Or a new scented Gain. Or perhaps a new Febreze. I am digging the warm sand and surf right now. It might be my new thing. I might wear it as perfume. Can you wear Febreze as a perfume? And here's another question. Why were they on our ass about Aquanet and White Rain and we couldn't use aerosol hairspray no more when all we do is spray our entire house with an aerosol can because we're too lazy to clean? Could have had a V8. No matter how many Tupperware containers you own, none of the lids fit and you can't find them. Science. The best conversations still happen on the front porch, and tea is always hotter at the beauty shop than anywhere else on the internet. Some closing thoughts since we're talking about it. Things that America still runs on in celebration of the 250th birthday. Church ladies. Grandmas with recipes in their heads. Volunteer firefighters. Dollar General employees that are on a smoke break. Men named Randy who can fix literally anything. Women who carry tissues, peppermint, safety pins, and enough snacks to survive the apocalypse or a long sermon. My granny called me and said, we had a new preacher come and test us out the other day, and he preached for 42 minutes. I said, well, how dare him? She goes, well, that's too long. Okay. And one friend who always answers the phone no matter what, you need one of those. That's the real infrastructure, if you ask me. So. That's all I know from this side of the porch. I'm going to be tuning in to the Times Square dropping of the Liberty Ball, which I think is what Obama did a couple times when he was in office. But it's fine. Different ball. Different dropping of the ball. Of course, some might argue that Michelle did the same thing, but that is a whole different discussion. It's a different dropping of the ball. Kind of like them Pizza Huts that aren't Pizza Huts anymore, but they didn't bother to cut off the roof, so you're like, that says it's an H&R Block, but it was a Pizza Hut. It's definitely a Pizza Hut. Just saying. I know tomorrow's the 4th of July, and you probably have plans with your friends and family. Remember that this is somebody's last night in America with all 10 of their fingers, so they don't even know it yet. You're just going to be surprised. You're going to just be Tim 2 in the pink for the rest of your life after tomorrow. So, exercise caution when playing with pyrotechnics. Don't video the fireworks. Nobody gives a damn at all. We've all seen fireworks. We've seen shit that blow up. It's cool. Nobody wants to see it. Quit wasting data space with that. Quit taking parts of the cloud with that horse shit. Stop it. Remember to stay hydrated. Even if you don't feel thirsty, start drinking anyway. And I don't mean beer. I mean water. Because you will dry out like a popcorn fart, and then all we're going to have left of you is just a little raisin like Benjamin Button. So, no sense getting all wilty and pecking. Hydrate. If you're going to be out and about tomorrow, make sure you got your sunscreen, make sure you got your bug spray, make sure that you have something to drink, make sure that you have something to fan yourself with. Make sure that you get this sunscreen on them babies and you have a big old straw hat or a parasol. I was going to say petticoat, but that's not it. That's long underwear. Parasol. You can carry umbrellas even on sunny days. It keeps the sun out of your face. But in the meantime, I'll get in here and eat my summer spaghetti that I made and my big pitcher of sweet tea because we already drank that one from the other night. I'm going to put my chickens up, pet my cat, feed my dogs, and say hello to my husband because he's been in there working on his drum set all afternoon. In the meantime, friends, keep your Bible open, your paddle dry, and your head on the swivel because people are acting crazy this day and age, especially with it this hot and this close to the 4th of July. So exercise caution, keep your head on the swivel. Be nice to old people, animals, and children. Keep an eye out for each other. Be kind. Try to love your neighbor if you can't give to God because he loves you and I do too. And in the meantime, friends, until we see each other again, happy birthday, America. God bless America. And I'm Sarah Beth Terry. You're not. Bye.